well, no-go and bomb on the extra strength Tylenol PM. This is twice now that I've been on the hunt for it, and it's completely out. What came on the radio was some sort of song that I don't recognize, but it was in the realm of like making cuts or snip snip or whatever, and it would be like almost a death message if you were to see it that way, or if it were to be put through that way. Here's more blue over here. We keep getting blue, and this is the color of Tylenol extra strength PM would be like in this. That's a pretty cornflower blue, but the box usually looks like that, and so do the pills, like they're actually that color. And here's more blue here. He has a blue plaid shirt on, a royal blue Honda CR-V in front of Terrain. So we got a lot of royal blue or purpley blue and so forth and so on. I'll try one other place for the Tylenol extra strength PM. It's the only thing that works. I'm afraid to try anything else and waste my money. But the song that came on was in the realm of like, you know, shaving a haircut 2 bits. And it's like, what if you have a migraine and you desperately wish you could have the one thing that actually works? And it's like, we won't even provide the medication, or, you know, the over-the-counter medication for you, since, you know, this is it. You know, they could put that through if they wanted to. The thing is, I've been getting messages like this since 2011. So, yeah, sort of have to learn to take the insinuated death threats, and they can be put through so it sounds personal to you. Like, normally most of us don't pay attention, right? Most of my life I never even paid attention to music in a store. But if you get hit by whatever I was hit with, then it becomes like, and it's not your brain that's altered. They can actually, there is a they, and they can actually put through messages to you. You would have to be picked, if you will. So it's hard to explain. I had to learn over time, and then like someone came in, see how this guy went up on the curb, the Odyssey for the Master Tailors. So I'm so sick of the Odysseys. I'm like, people buy an Odyssey on purpose to say you're on an Odyssey. So it's like, can you imagine spending like $30,000 on a caravan and you specifically get the Odyssey just to harass someone? Can you imagine that? Like, most of us, you know, if we can have a car, you would get one because you like it, not because you need to feel important and send a message. But that's an Odyssey situation. All right, so we'll head on over here. I've been watching a couple things in Faribault, I guess, Minnesota. One is Save a Fox, and this woman and her husband, I guess, and daughter, maintain a sanctuary for foxes who would have been sacrificed at a fur farm per se, or for other reasons. So it's pretty cool to watch them sometimes. She has a whole, she and her husband have a whole fox sanctuary. And the other thing that I watch on YouTube from Faribault, whatever, is Furball Farm Sanctuary. So when they have a cat sanctuary, for, right now, maybe they have like 250 cats. I got having a hot flash here. And they do live streams and stuff, and sometimes they'll have the camera on at night. It's kind of neat, all the wind chimes and everything. They have an outdoor patio that's screened in. It's really huge, and then an indoor portion. So I've been watching them from time to time, and every once in a while I just really want to drive out, if I had a car, drive out to Minnesota and adopt a cat, just to do it, and like just to see this place and have sort of a vacation or something enjoyable to do. But alas, I am extreme budget person, and I'm afraid to spend money because of everything that happened. I can only make a living to a certain extent. I keep trying to find a better living so that I can live like a normal human being and enjoy things like vacations, health benefits, and stuff like that. In the meantime, I'm kind of stuck. It's things are much better in the sense that whatever was going on before tortured me on a human trafficked path, to the point where I was someone who would be provoked so badly I could yell down the street, like yelling at people. And now when I see people who I would have felt sorry for before, I would have wondered, like, why is this woman yelling down the street? It's possible that that person was targeted and used heavily by extremely high intel people who, you know, technically harm people. It's hard to explain. Like, it had to be explained to me, because it's like, how does somebody wind up in that position? It's not always drugs. It's not even a mental problem. They could actually be heavily agitated and or used by high intel people who sit in their homes and are able to gather information by people walking on the street. So they never come out of their homes. They find out what's going on without having to be out here amongst the masses. And higher, you notice, like, extreme wealthy don't hang out. They don't hang out with regular people for a reason. They might even suffer health issues if they were to be among regular people. That sounds really weird and like a very distorted view, but that's what I've been told by some people who sort of, you know things about the world in a different way than a normal person would, you know, who grew up in a low income-ish, middle class but low income situation. So anyway, point being, at least it's quiet now. I'm not provoked as much, although every once in a while something will go down, like an actual skit. And you can check out my video from last weekend on a Saturday last week, exactly a week ago, when a guy came off of Panama Street where I walked dogs, and I walked down that dead-end Panama section of the 1700 block of Panama because I was sort of forced to go down there. It was like, okay, there's a huge crowd on Delancey where I normally walk the dogs, so I'm going to avoid that crowd and I'll go down Panama. And it would be like, you know, right around here, but over there on the other side of these houses. So in a way it was a setup, and you would know it. You would know something's really wrong, especially by the way the man behaved and came like chasing me down the street. But after like 5 minutes of me already getting out to a more main street where people could see. So he waited till I got to an intersection where there's a cafe and people were walking on to put on a show. Do you see what I mean? And that is actual orchestrated setup provocation. And it would be like, you would feel like someone would grab you by the ear and drag you back because they're claiming that, you know, oh wait, there's poop still left on the curb or whatever, wherever a dog might have gone to the bathroom. The truth is there wasn't. I explained the whole thing on the video, but say that happened to you 30, 40, 50 times a day. And that's what was going on between 2011 and 2017, 18, 19-ish. So anyway, it's much quieter in that regard now. People might be trying to help me stay off the streets so that doesn't happen, but every once in a while, just like last Saturday, it happened. There goes Balford, the truck. Everyone knows it's that red tinted, you know, eggs in a basket, and everyone's like, why does it look that bad? It looks like bloodied eggs and milk. And Balford services Starbucks. So anyway, I'll see you on the flip side, and have a great day.